No, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
I swear, Marvel, they just want to keep giving me content every day. Every day content comes out, and it's just as bad as the last one over and over again. I pulled this up. This is an older article. We're going to switch over to a newer one, but I wanted to leave it on this screen. So Marvel announces Children of the Atom. Children of the Atom. What a cool idea, huh? Basically, these are sidekicks to the X-Men. And I'm going to go over them for you. One of them's fat, by the way, just like the New Mutants, or the New Warriors, has the one that charges into action for about 30 seconds, and then she gets tired. Yeah, we got another one on here. This is, the checkbox squad, basically. But what's really irritating is, they announced America Chavez, a book that fell to 6,000 units, okay, by issue 12 last time that character had a book. Then they announced New Mutants, or New Warriors. And then they announced this. This is yet another book. It's described as Zoomers. Zoomers. They have Instagrams, Twitches. They also have a cosplayer on the team. And they have TikToks. Wow. I'm sure the kids are going to like this. This is like that meme, hello, fellow kids. Old guy walking up with the skateboard and the backwards hat on. This is what this is. These people have no idea what kids want because these people are childless. They don't have any idea. They haven't been around kids probably in 15 years, or maybe a wine aunt, or something like that. And they have no idea what kids want. No idea whatsoever. This is not going to appeal to anything. The people they're trying to appeal to, they're too busy playing Call of Duty and buying Steam games for $4. Okay, that's what's going on here. And this is their solution to try to grab kids to come in and read books. Not going to happen. You've priced them out of your market at $4 a book. And by the way, they can't just read this book, can they? They need to read about 6 or 7 other books to know what's going on with Children of the Atom. So it's a failed idea. What kid has the money to buy $4 comic books? In the way your model is set up, where they need to buy about 10 books to know what's going on, what kid can pay for that? Can you answer that question for me, Marvel? They can't pay for this. These people are destroying everything. And the reason, I'm covering this so hard and so angry about it is because this is going to be a hard year, okay? We're looking at months of economic woe. All right. And we're going to get to Marvel's recently announced comic shop plan, which is a joke, just like this book is. So we have a whole year of potential problems for businesses and people. People are going to be tightening their belts because a lot of them aren't working right now. So one of the first things that's going to be cut is luxuries like this. So comic shops are going to be sitting with America Chavez books, New Warriors, and Children of the Atom rotting all over their shelves. Marvel's not going to take them back. They're giving deep discounts, whatever the hell that means. So let's go over this a little bit. Society Reviews wrote a really nice little article kind of talking about the trailer. So we're going to go over this, and then I want to get into Marvel's discount plan. That's going to be a fun one, though. Their plan to save comic book shops. They're working with comic book shops on an individual level. How nice. It's very vague too. It's like looking and talking to a GameStop executive, pretty much. CB Cebulski, the editor-in-chief. They're not doing like image, return whatever doesn't sell. Pretty easy idea, right? Look, we know we depend on you. If this doesn't sell, we understand. Send it back. We'll give you your money back. Image is doing it right. Marvel, DC Comics even, silent. I think DC is still offering select returns. But the problem is most of DC Comics books do okay, and they don't put out nearly as many books as Marvel does. Marvel puts out like 65% of every comic book on the stands. So let's go over this first. Marvel Comics doubles down with more cringe-worthy superheroes. Just days after the embarrassing rollout of Marvel Comics' brand new superheroes, the largest publisher of comics is back with a brand new batch of heroes that are just as cringe as the last ones. And there's a reason for that. So they actually go over this in the article. Just days after the embarrassing rollout of Marvel Comics' brand new superheroes, the largest publisher of comics is back with a new batch of heroes that are just as cringe as the last one. Marvel Entertainment has rolled out their latest superhero team that will serve as sidekicks to various X-Men characters named Children of the Atom. What's going on here? Okay, person of color, Archangel Copy. And then we have POC Gambit, Whammon Cyclops, Asian Nightcrawler, overweight male Jean Grey. That is the solution. This is lazy creating. Okay, these aren't original characters. They're pretty much swapped characters that you already know. There's nothing original here. Nothing original. They even look like them. It's like, we have Archangel, but we're going to give him a helmet and a plastic visor. Oh, here's Gambit with a scarf and an afro. Here's Cyclops in his, like a variation of his 90s outfit, but it's a girl. Oh, look, here's Nightcrawler in the same outfit, except he's Asian and he has a visor. And then here's Fat Jean Grey, but it's a dude. That's it. There's nothing original here. Why can't you can't even come up with original looking characters. This is the laziest thing I've ever seen. This is more lazy than New Warriors. Because at least New Warriors, as bad as they are, had original designs. At least they're original and new characters. This is lazy swapping. That's all this is. And it's just like, okay, copy and pasted. We changed up the demographics, sold. And they just put it out there. They've done this 100 times and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It never works. Just come up with original characters that are well done. Oh, you can't do that because everybody creatively in your house is bankrupt. All of them. You have 4 or 5 talented people working at your company. That's it. Because you go to Tumblr and you look for people and you swipe them up. Tumblr is your proving grounds now. Not, real good indie comics. No, you're going to Tumblr or whoever in the Portland little art scene or the Austin art scene likes, as long as they're in the group and have the same type of thinking, they get right in, don't they, CB? So while the names of these heroes have yet to be revealed, writer Vita Avalia gives a brief description of what to expect from these new heroes. Children of the Atom are X-Men sidekicks who have similar powers to the mainstay X-Men they work for. She explains that the new team are a representation of Generation Z, people that can't even afford the books because you have priced them out of the market. It's not like when I was a kid, $20 would buy me like 6 books. $20 would buy you about 3 books now. Okay? And it's not enough. I would buy 3 or 4 books for the month. And I would be fine. I could just read those 4 books and keep going. Not today's Marvel. Not today's Marvel. So what makes the new cast special to me is that they are reflective of a lot of the people I know who look up to the X-Men and what they stand for and have taken upon themselves to further those ideals. Those kids are exactly the kids who in real life have posters of Storm and Wolverine in their rooms, who grew up seeing them as heroes and want to live up to that. So they're described as Zoomers. The heroes have TikTok accounts, Instagram accounts, and they also moderate their own Reddit communities. And she explains that the team also has cosplayers and musicians.
What a story, Mark.
How cool. I'm sure this will be the hottest topic on Instagram. Probably as they laugh at it and call you okay boomers. Probably. I think that's probably what they'll do because they don't find anything cool about this. And you've probably completely lost that generation. That generation has grown up. This is what's funny about this. Marvel movies, extremely popular. That entire Generation Z, they've grown up watching these movies. They are essentially the Star Wars movies of Generation Z. That's what the Marvel movies are. Phase 1, 2, and 3 are the Star Wars movies of Generation Z. But guess what? None of them buy comics. None of them read comics. You've got the top grossing movies pretty much of all time. and you couldn't get any of these kids to go into comic shops and buy your characters. You think this is what's going to get them to come into shops now? No, you've lost that generation. And let's face the facts, people. When my generation, and which is the millennial generation, okay, with the few of us you have, and then Generation X, and let's be clear, Generation X is your bread and butter. When Generation X ages out, that'll be the end of comics. When they're done buying comics, that's it. Because I don't know how many millennials actually read comics. They read manga. Hell, even Generation Z is reading manga. But you had the top-selling movies of all time growing up with them, and you still can't come and get them to read your books. You think this is going to do it? I highly doubt it. Especially when your selling point is this. The selling point of this series will be how the established X-Men interact with their sidekicks. The team includes a female Cyclops, black female Gambit, black female Angel, and an Asian Nightcrawler, and an overweight male Jean Grey. I'm certain that this is going to be what finally pulls in that Generation Z audience. I'm sure they're going to come in, and this is it. I'm sure all the Zoomers are going to come in, and they're just going to plop down and buy this book. Not going to happen. You guys have killed comic books. You've made them too expensive. You've made it too hard to follow. You make people have to buy too many books. You have no creative talent over there. You've destroyed the medium. And I hope you're proud of yourselves. And you're only going to accelerate it with your business plan. Let's go over that real quick. So CB Cebulski finally breaks his silence. And I do think that's because multiple channels have covered this now and talked about how they're ghosting retailers and not helping them. It forced him to come out and say something because it's bad PR. So Bleeding Cool puts this out. Marvel Comics significantly increases comic sold discounts to combat effects of what's going on. Everyone here at Marvel has been working closely all week with our talent, retailers, distributors, and even fans around the world to make sure that all their differing needs and concerns are heard and addressed in these uncertain times. Deep discounts. So I went over here and I checked out their little ad here, their little PR attempt. And here's the thing. They don't say what these discounts are, but I'll tell you what, I'll find out. I'll find out what the deep discounts are because I'll just talk to my comic book shop owner. I know two of them. We'll find out what these deep discounts that you don't want to announce or make public are because they'll tell me. So I'll let you guys all know when I find out because I guarantee you it's trash. You know what it probably is? And I'm going to call it right now. I could be wrong. I bet you they're offering a 30% deep discount, which is a joke. So he's getting skewered. You got a lot of people coming after him. He's finally talking about comic book shops. Local comic book shops across the country and world are coming up with all kinds of smart and safe ways to get us comics each week, which a lot of people are doing free mailing, like free shipping, curbside pickup, and stuff like that. So after talking about food and saving his favorite food shops in New York, he's finally talking comic book shops. Thank you, CB. It only took tons of channels bringing heat down on you to drum up. I know it was hard to type about comic book shops because you don't give a damn about them, CB Cebulski. I know it was real hard to actually talk about comic book shops. It's tough. I hope you were able to put your sandwich down and talk about them for a second. I know it was hard to do that because it takes two hands to type. Well, no, wait a second. I'm sure you're talented enough you typed with one and ate the sandwich with the other because you talk about food more than you talk about comics. And that's a fact. That's a fact. But you go over here, he's finally talking about it, and it's funny. Somebody asks, will you be offering returns for New Warriors? And he says, well, get retailers' thoughts on New Warriors. And he says, we'll be happy to, after retailers and fans have had a chance to read the actual comic and judge the story for themselves. Yeah. Oh, that story is going to be terrible. That's going to be a terrible story. So Peter Simeti, who he's the owner of Alterna Comics, actually a smart comic book company because his comics cost $1.50. $1.50. Very affordable. Very affordable. Puts out some good stuff. Check out Alterna Comics. Check out Alterna Comics. He says, which stores asked for deeper discounts instead of returnability options? Peter, you're a smart guy who understands this business, so you know this is a difficult time for anyone and everyone who works in the industry we all love, especially retailers and talent. We're taking all situations into account and making any moves. Not all will be public. Okay, CB. You don't have any. You don't have any. Says this here, hey, that's great news for online mail orders and retailers, CB. Now that the problem is averted, what is Marvel going to announce their plan to do? What they plan to do for brick and mortar shops? I feel you, and everyone in sheltered crisis and states where we can go longer and sell and shop, James. Please feel free to reach out directly to me or David to discuss further. Here's the bottom line. Will there be returns on comic books with Marvel? No. They will not offer returns on their comics. So, in what's going to be the hardest couple of months ever for comic book shops, what's Marvel going to do? They're going to keep pumping out trash day after day, pumping that garbage out, and they're going to make stores keep them. Oh, don't worry, though. We're going to give you 30% off of the book. How's that? I know it's hard to put food on your table and pay your rent, but we're going to give you 30% off. How's that? How's that? It's a joke. You're a joke, editor-in-chief, and if this company goes under, you only have yourself to look at as you sit there and you let people walk all over you every day. You let Sana Aminet run the company while you sit there and eat Subway sandwiches all day. You should be ashamed of yourself. Your company has single-handedly killed the comic book industry, and I hope you never forget it. Anyway, that's it. Leave me your comments, subscribe, hit that notification bell, share the video, and make sure you still subscribe. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.